realize how much I need you. Love you all the time and never leave you.
Hello, lovely people of the internet. So for today's episode of the Mooka Show, oh look, a baby. Oh, come here, come here. Oh, no fussing. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, oh hey, it's Marty. What took you so long to introduce him to us? Well, I'll tell you what took me so long. It's a baby. And babies do not go by schedules. And so, he really didn't allow me time to film anything at all, ever. So, he's asleep right now, which is the reason that I'm able to record this. But in celebration of Marty's 1 month, I'm going to tell you guys the story of his entrance into the world. And I promise to leave out the gruesome details because I know most of you are going to be like, eh. So first of all, it really did not happen like it does in the movies, you know, the water breaks and everybody's screaming and you're on the way to the hospital and baby comes out like 5 minutes after you get there. That's not how it works. Actually, I had a doctor's appointment for that week at the, baby doctor place, and they were like, your baby isn't practice breathing, would you like to induce labor? And I was like, well, he's 5 days overdue, so yeah, I'd like to induce labor. That is something I would enjoy doing. I want my baby to be external of my body. Anyway, so they gave me like this little pill thing. I actually thought inducing labor would be, I don't know, more surgical, I guess. But no, they give you this little pill and it makes you have contractions and starts labor, I guess. So the entire process from taking the first pill to Marty being totally out there was only like 9 hours. So God really blessed me on that front. Anyway, and then that wasn't so bad. To all girls out there, you know what period cramps feel like. That's basically what a contraction feels like, only like times 10. To all guys out there, you know what regular cramps feel like. It's like that times 20. So, at that point, they had given me like a hospital meal or whatever, and they were coming very hard and very fast, and I couldn't even eat my food, and it was really obnoxious, because I was like, my brain was saying, you're really gonna need strength and energy if you're gonna push out a baby, so you need to eat this food. So I was really determined to eat the food, and it was in front of me as the contractions were coming, and imagine your gut being on fire and trying to eat at the same time. It's kind of distracting. So anyway, I didn't finish that. And then they put me in like this little whirlpool thing, which I guess is supposed to reduce the pain of labor. Kinda worked. Kinda didn't. A little bit. And so at that point, it had been about 5 hours and I was like, dude, I need something. I need to not, this is not working, I need something. So they were like, morphine! And I was like, okay! And so they gave me a shot of morphine, and I was lying there on the bed and basically lifeless, because I don't know if any of you have ever had morphine, but basically none of your muscles want to do anything at all whatsoever. They just stop, and you're just, I could still feel the contractions, but they weren't as severe, and I was like half asleep. So then, after that, my water broke. Not really gonna explain that because that would be in the category of gruesome details that you don't want to know about. And then I could feel that I needed to push the child out. So I was like, yay! This is the final stage! I'm gonna meet my child, like, very soon. So I was like, I need to push. And they were like, you can't push yet. And I was like, what? Well, the nurse midwife isn't here yet to catch the baby. Well, then how about you sit down and you catch the baby? Because this is coming out. And it's coming out now. Well, you have to wait for the nurse midwife to come. Excuse you? No. I'm not waiting for nothing. I'm not waiting for anybody. Okay. how do you hold in a baby? Because this is what they expected me to do. They told me not to push and to hold it in. And I asked them that. I was like, how am I supposed to hold this in? And they were like, well, it's physically impossible to push and blow out your breath at the same time. So blow like you're blowing out a candle. And I'm like, okay. This is not working. This is not working. Baby is coming out. This is not working. And I was just... And then the nurse midwife comes in, what feels like an hour later. My mom told me it was only 20 minutes, but it felt like an hour. And she said, she comes into the room, and she's like, okay, I'm here, I just need to wash up and sit down, and I can catch the baby, and you can start pushing. And I was like, sit the f down right now, because this baby is coming out. And then, about, I don't know, 5 minutes later, we had Marty, and I was still in a haze of morphine, so it was like, there's something inside me, and now that something that was inside me is on top of me. And I just needed a minute to process that. And then after that, they rushed him off to the hospital, because they took him off of my chest and to another hospital, and I just was not computing. At first, I thought they were just cleaning him up or whatever. I wasn't computing that he wasn't breathing, because I was on drugs and nobody was telling me anything. But that's another story for another time. That'll probably be the story of Marty Part 2. Anyway. Oh, is little buddy waking up a little bit? Little buddy. Well, anyway, this concludes the Mooka show. And I want to send a birthday shout out to Zach Pico, because it's his birthday today. Slightly less important than Marty's 1 month, but still notable. Okay. So, as probably has been well anticipated, it's time for this week's Tumblr user to follow. And this week's Tumblr user to follow is Lubricates.